Hello, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nick. I am here back on my WWE Down Under channel, and I am back permanently. Everything is set up. I've got my new little office here. I've got everything ready here at home in my own room. I've got all my equipment, excluding a new microphone, which will come in the future. But that doesn't matter. I've got everything ready, and I'm ready to bring you the very best content in WWE games. To be honest, if it wasn't for a couple of messages from 101, if you don't know who that is, he has a channel called 101 Gaming, and he's dedicated to WWE games. But he messaged me, and the fact that he said that it takes time and that sort of thing, I don't know, it sort of clicked to me, and I think I'm going to keep things going and see how things run in the future. So let's get right into today's topic, and that is Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw, that was yesterday, obviously a Tuesday here in Australia. We're a little bit delayed, so my reviews will be, a day or two late sometimes. That's good. That's just how it's going to be. But you guys will have to just bear with me on that one. So Monday Night Raw, I think it might have been the 29th of April. I think that was the official date for it. And this, I can't actually remember where it was. Was it Columbus? I'm not too sure. It was somewhere starting with a C. Apologies to those people. But I've got the results in front of me. I'm going to go through all the results and try and remember what happened. I'm trying to get this in because I've got a lot of things to cover on my secondary channel, Global Gaming News, GGN. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can go follow my channel there. Me and my good friend David, we review a lot of news in the gaming world, and with all that Grand Theft Auto 5 stuff coming out last night, that has been the main thing on my mind. So if I forget things, I apologise, but let's get straight into it, and let's start off with the opening match, which was a little bit strange, and it didn't really, well, first it didn't make sense why those competitors were in there, but then I figured out why, and obviously they told us Teddy Long had made this match. It was Ricardo Rodriguez versus Big E Langston versus Zeb Coulter. Now, the winner of this match would be able to choose the stipulation for their, well, I wouldn't say their partner, but, their, I guess, their leaders match in that triple threat match at Extreme Rules. Obviously, it's Dolph Ziggler defending the world title against Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio. Rodriguez and Del Rio, obviously together, Langston, AJ, and Ziggler. Coulter with Swagger, of course. This, I kind of saw it coming in a way. I kind of didn't. The match type eventually was a little bit of a strange one. I was hoping for a little bit better, perhaps. But Ricardo Rodriguez was in the ring. Now, he was being pinned by Zeb Coulter literally a minute before Big E was taken out of the ring. Well, he took himself out of the ring, basically, taking Del Rio out with him, I think it was. So Big E was out of the equation now. Zeb Coulter goes in for the cover, and it looks pretty much all set and done. The referee's about to count the three. AJ jumps in and holds the referee's arm before he drops it. Of course, there's no disqualifications in a triple threat. Rodriguez rolls up Zeb Coulter and picks up the 3 count. And, of course, that means now Alberto Del Rio gets to choose his stipulation for Extreme Rules. And I'll let you know... Actually, I may as well tell you now because there's nothing really else to talk about. Del Rio did have a match later on, but he chose it after that match. So, actually, I will tell you then. I forgot he had a match against Antonio Cesaro a little later on. Then John Cena came on out with his little Make-A-Wish guests. I sort of... I know a lot of people hate Cena. I know a lot of people don't like his gimmick. I'm not a big fan of his gimmick. I'm a Cena fan. I'd rather see him back to his old gimmick. But the things he does for the kids is, it's pretty good. Like, you could tell those guys were, they're a little bit disabled, not their sort of thing. And it was good to see them do that on World Wish Day. And, credit to Cena for doing all this. He was injured as well. He even showed up to Raw and later competed when The Rock couldn't. I know a lot of people are going to say, he's got to go do his movies and crap. But he doesn't actually have a movie right now. Pain and Gain just finished, and I know he had to have surgery, Cena didn't, but, an Achilles tendon sort of injury isn't that, easy to go past and wrestle. But it's good to see Cena go out there and do that for those kids, even though they didn't seem happy, but I think we can understand why. But anyway, that went past, and they actually got a pretty good reception, from the crowd. So credit to the crowd. It's good to see them actually showing some respect to Cena and the kids of what they've done. Then it was Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. This match was pretty entertaining. Now, it was one of the more boring Raws in a long time. I don't know. I like the crowd during certain matches. Just, I guess the actual matches themselves weren't that good, but this match was pretty good. Randy Orton defeating Cody Rhodes with a mid-air RKO. It was kind of obvious, though. Rhodes was going for the beautiful disaster. He jumped off the middle rope, and then the way he angled himself was a bit, kind of... It was too scripted. Obviously, we know WWE is scripted, but it was shown too much sort of thing. He didn't leap with his foot to go for the disaster. He sort of leaped into the RKO, obviously, so they didn't screw it up, but they could have made it a little bit better. But anyway, it was a good match, good ending. I thought Rhodes had Orton when he hit Crossroads. You might have to go back and watch that if you haven't seen it, because it is a pretty good match, and it really looked like Rhodes was going to win it and upset Orton. I still think Orton needs a heel turn, but I don't see it happening anytime soon with the WWE, knowing what they're like. Then we had a Divas match. It was Naomi versus Brie Bella. Brie actually managed to get the win. Well, Nikki pinned Naomi, of course, Twin Magic, but the referee reversed the decision. He actually noticed, I don't know why, but he noticed that they switched, and then that sort of thing. He must. I don't know if this is true, but later on in the show, I saw on the tweets that come up down the bottom, Vicky Guerrero said that Bella's, you aren't going to get away with that anymore. So maybe she said something to him in the ear or something. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what happened there. So Naomi in the end defeated Brie Bella, but then the Bella twins attacked the Funkadactyls. I'm really starting to get annoyed with that name. It's so gay. But they attacked the Funkadactyls after the match and ended that segment. Then the Shield comes out through the crowd, as per usual. I'm really liking the Shield. They get good, well, maybe not great pops, but the crowd gets into it, They all hang for their entrance, and probably the best thing that's happened to the WWE in a long time, besides CM Punk's title reign. And then out of nowhere, after they recap SmackDown's events, the 3MB confront them. The 3MB come out and literally, stalk the Shield like the Shield stalks other opponents, and they attacked the Shield. They went into the Shield. The Shield did start to get the upper hand. Then Kane's pyro hit. You knew he was coming out because they had the pyro things on the ropes. It didn't actually hit there, but you knew he'd have to come out to set those off after. So you knew that Kane was probably going to, Daniel Bryan and Kane were going to win that segment. And they did. They come out, and the Shield just backed away. They walked out of the arena, out of the stands. And then Kane chokeslammed, I think it was Heath Slater, and that ended that segment. So sort of hyping up the main event, which was Shield, and the Shield versus the tag team champs Team Hell No and John Cena. But that was to come. Then Dolph Ziggler had a match against United States champion Kofi Kingston. It was champion versus champion. Pretty exciting match. End-to-end sort of thing. Not end-to-end, but sort of reversal after reversal. And Dolph Ziggler eventually picking up the win. Of course, Big E and AJ getting involved, as expected. But I really thought Kofi was going to win for a second there, with a few moves he hit. But very good match. That and the Orton match were pretty good. And there is one more other match which I think stole the show, which I think was one of the better matches on Raw, probably in a while. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe you think differently, but I'm going to go with it. So Dolph Ziggler defeating Kofi Kingston. Then we had the other Triple Threat member, Jack Swagger, going up against Zack Ryder. Now, I've got reports from Wrestling News, I think E-Wrestling News, Zack Ryder was injured in this match, so Jack Swagger picked up the win there with the, I think it was the Patriot Lock. I'm not too sure. Pretty sure it was. I can't actually exactly remember. Again, I said my mind's not there. I've been so into that Grand Theft Auto news. Huge news. I probably should have had a look back at it. And then we had, again, let's see, I think this was just a complete waste of time. A tug-of-war challenge. I know it was trying to hype up Sheamus and Mark Henry. But it was Mark Henry. He had two opponents. First, he beat Tenzai, pulling him over the line. Then he did the same to Brodus Clay, beating him. And then Sheamus, of course. You'd think he'd be able to beat him with ease. But of course, scripted as we know. Sheamus comes out. He requests the tug-of-war challenge. Mark Henry gives it to him. And Mark Henry's about to be pulled over. Well, actually, he was about to, and then he really gave Sheamus a pull. Sheamus was about to lose. It started to look like he was going to get pulled over. So he just let go of the rope. Mark Henry fell over. They're obviously trying to embarrass him. And then Sheamus bro kicks him straight in the skull. So trying to keep that rivalry going after the past few weeks where they've been attacking each other sort of thing. And I don't know, it should be interesting to see how that one goes along. Then we had the other Triple Threat member, the former champ Alberto Del Rio, against former United States champion Antonio Cesaro. This I thought was a magnificent match. One of the best matches on Raw, probably since that Cena, whenever Cena had that, was it Cena's title match? Or Cena vs Punk, whichever, I can't remember if it was a title match or not. But it was Cena v Punk. Since that, this has been the best match. The reversals and the ending was pretty good. How Cesaro went for the roll-up, Del Rio countered into the cross arm breaker. Very good performance from Antonio Cesaro, and I don't know, apparently there's a lot of backstage heat from Vince McMahon on Cesaro. Apparently doesn't really like him, and that must be exactly kind of why he lost the title. And he's just not putting over, and I feel bad for him because I like him. I think he's a good talent, and hopefully they do use him a little bit more. Moving on to the next segment. Oh, sorry, Alberto Del Rio. How can I forget? I told you I was going to mention it. It is at Extreme Rules. It is Dolph Ziggler defending his World Heavyweight title against Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger in a ladder match. So it is ladders. Hopefully we see some different weapons. Highly unlikely, but it's a ladder match, so that should be pretty cool. I do enjoy multiple superstars in a ladder match. I'm not too fond of a 1v1 because sometimes you sort of know what's coming. Triple threat, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You think, crap, he can actually lose the title, and I think Ziggler will retain, obviously. It's only fitting because that's how he won the title, Money in the Bank, and now he's actually going for the title itself to retain it. Then we had a stupid dance-off. Obviously, the wrong superstar, well, the better dancer lost. It was the Great Khali versus Fandango in this dance-off. Fandango, obviously, much better with Summer Rae. And, God, she looks good. If you didn't know, she's from NXT. She's actually a diva, like that actually wrestles. And, I don't know, it's good to see her actually trying to, do the dance moves, but she doesn't do them as good as the other ones does. She has to take the split slowly, which is a little bit embarrassing, but I like her. I really like what she does, and, I think they're starting to work on a rivalry because she's starting to become the permanent dancer for Fandango. But Fandango got beat by the Great Khali in the dance-off, crowd stupid. I know Fandango's a heel, but all this Fandangoing, as they call it, which is really annoying as well, but I think it's a bit harsh because he was much better, and I don't really like the Great Khali. I think he's just a joke, really. He doesn't even know what he's saying sometimes. He can't even walk. Once, if you recall, he tried to pin someone during a segment, like attacking someone, which, bit stupid and really just shouldn't be there. Anyway, Fandango attacked him after the match and took him out, hit the leg drop, and that ended that segment. No Chris Jericho, of course. I think he's still touring with Fozzy in London. Might be back soon. He's going to be making occasional appearances here and there. Finally, the main event, and that was the Shield versus John Cena and the Tag Team Champions, Team Hell No. Ryback earlier in the night reportedly left the building. So the match ends when John Cena gets tagged in, the 5 moves of doom. They're not getting as annoying as they were because, sort of inventing new moves, but they're still a little bit frustrating. Anyway, the 5 moves of doom, looks like he's going to win. Chucks, I'm not sure who it was, I think it might have been Seth Rollins, into the AA position. Goes for the double A. No, his leg gives way, his Achilles tendon gives way. Obviously, it would have hurt, but it wasn't real. Well, the injury's real, but, he acted like it hurt him at that moment. Let him go. Roman Reigns with a spear, and Roman Reigns pins the WWE Champion, John Cena. And I was actually just reading on eWrestling News, the WWE are giving Roman Reigns a big push. Apparently, reports are they're going to be giving him a title push in the future for the WWE title or the world title, and I'd like to see that happen, but the report is they're really liking Dean Ambrose more than the other two. They like Seth Rollins as well, but according to eWrestling News, obviously because Dean Ambrose is giving the lead role, he's talking more, but also apparently they're not cutting Roman Reigns' talking, his segments down, cutting down his lines because he can't talk. It's because they want to save that for the future so that he can show how good he is when he gets those shots in the future. So I'm really looking forward to that. If that's true, I can't wait to see what happens. So that's how the show ended. Actually, Ryback came out on the ramp, but he didn't do anything. He just stared at Cena and pretty much scoping him out, saying, well, this should be easy now. You're injured. Of course I'm going to win at Extreme Rules. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to it. Other news, if you didn't know, Alex Riley has been released, apparently, by the WWE. Apparently he just wasn't in their plans. They really liked him. He just didn't do it enough for them. So we'll have to see how that goes. Anyway, another thing I want to mention was during Alberto Del Rio's match with Antonio Cesaro, there were a lot of soccer chants. The Olays were ringing through the arena, and I hope this continues. I want to see this happen every week. I'll be looking out for it. So if you're watching this, if you're going to next week's Raw, wherever it is, please do it. Join in. Do the Fandango stuff. Raw to me is boring when the crowd's not good. So be good. Make it better. And, well, I guess we'll see how things go. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at WWE Down Under 101. Yes, I had to put the 101 at the end because I couldn't. They wouldn't let me do WWE Down Under, and just chucking the 101 at the end. 100 was taken or something like that. You know, stupid old Twitter, and people don't even use the account. So make sure you follow me at WWE Down Under 101. I will chuck it on your screen. It should be on there right now. And I'll have Facebook soon. I'll chuck the link. Actually, I have it now, but I can't actually have a username for it. So link is in the description below, and I will link you to all the Raw results and all that good stuff. You got more from me to come. I know this has been a lengthy 16-minute video. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay that was on your screen. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to put on yet. I wanted to get this done before anything else. So, Universe Mode coming up, guys. More reviews, more wrestling news, pay-per-view predictions, all that sort of thing. Stay with me. And again, thanks to 101 Gaming for keeping me into this. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.